Our group project's topics is about the interest for college students to become a success. We will divide those topics to the five parts. They are what the interest can help students become successful in study life and career, and how the interest influence students to choose their major. And it's the four fields and explain different areas needed people to cultivate different interests to be the successful.
These three interests are helpful for students who study in university. The first interest is that resources to use. This is very important for students in college. If you find the correct and accurate resources, you are able to get an excellent grade easily. Moreover, it's easy for you to finish your task if you find the right resources. The second interest is that what students need to work on to improving or learning goals. This is also necessary. Students need to understand what they need and what is their final goals. They need to realize that how to reach the final goals. What do they need to do? Students need to plan their whole college life include student study and spare time, so they must understand what is the most important and understand what is waste of time. The last interest is that ways to view and record assignments for time management. As a college student, the hardest and the most important things are do their tasks on time and how to manage their time more efficiently. Here is an example to explain these points more comprehensive. One of my friends has the same English online class as me. Last week we had the same assignment, but we need to hang out and play basketball with our friends firstly. So we went to the basketball court and played for about 2 hours. Then we come back to our dorm. I planned to take a shower, then did my English homework. When I finished all these things, I went to his dorm and I saw him playing mobile game. I asked him, "Have you finished your homework?" "Not yet," he replied. I was wondering that why didn't you do your homework first? When we asked him to go to dinner with us, he said, "I need to do my English homework." This is the exam tells us that we need to understand what we need to do first and do a good time manage. I think these three interests can help college students become better and better.
I will talk about the life, which is about how to make us become successful in college to take care of our body and health. So there are three hobbies for us to do in college which can make us more healthy and successful. The first thing is to develop a nighttime routine. The nighttime routine, which means the sleepiness, which means the student can control his time while sleeping and working. Student can go to sleep on time every day and never stay up late or get up very late, which means this student has a very good biological clock. It is very important for people to develop a nighttime routine, sleep at night after they finish their works at the daytime. There are several reasons. The first reason is that it is good for our health. We have to sleep at least 7 hours a day. The next reason is that it can eliminate our negative moods. Sleeping can somewhat help us to forget the negative things from our daytime and adjust our moods. The second thing is to exercise regularly. This is a very good hobby or interest. To be vaguely exercising is a very good way for people to become stronger and healthier. There is no doubt that it is super important for college students to make the success in college. The college years are the most important period of time in our life, so why don't we go to exercise to burn in our calories? If we are exercising, we can become more strong and positive. Because when you are exercising, your body will secrete the hormone to make you more excited. Then you will have more force to study and play in the college. The next reason is that if we do exercise or play the physical fitness, boys will become more masculine and the girls will become more beautiful. So exercise regularly can make us become more attractive and confident. It is very necessary to get this interest and do it in our everyday life in the college. The last one is to develop a growth mindset. People are lazy. They always do not have a clear eye. They follow the crowd and very easy to be satisfied. So in order to make the success in college, we need the interest of developing a growth mindset. It is a verb but not a noun. It is an action but not a slogan. The first reason is about why we have to develop a growth mindset is that we have to always improve ourselves to overcome all the difficulties we are encountering. The second reason is that it can give us motivation to try to do more challenges. The motivation will push us to approach what actually we want. They will get very good grade. The next reason is that could make us become more confident. If we have developed a growth mindset, we will never to be an ordinary people. No matter how much difficulties we're encountering, we will believe that we can make the miracle. So in conclusion, to develop a growth mindset is an action for us to be away from the secular, which makes you become outstanding. So this is everything about life. Every interest about life we have to do in college to make us more successful.
Interest can not only help people in study and life, but also play a significant role in future careers. Based on the passage named 8 Habits of Employers That Get Promoted, there are several reasons. The first reason is that with interest, people have motivation to keep learning. We cannot stop learning when we have a job, because what we have learned in school is apparently not enough for our lifelong time. During the busy working, we are able to obtain more knowledge effectively if we are interested in it. For example, some people begin to work when they graduate from the university. And after working for a while, some of them realize that they still want to or need to study more further in the knowledge in the university. So if someone is interested in a major which is relevant to his or her job, it is significantly meaningful to keep learning, which both benefit himself or herself and the career. In addition, interest provides us with opportunities to connect with other people who have the same interests. Communication with coworkers benefits people's work a lot. And if people have same interest, they can spend more time, communicate with each other, and produce more striking ideas about their work. Even they are able to join some organizations which can promote them and their skills. As a result, they can perform better in their work. Furthermore, the more interest you have, the more engaged employee you can be. When people do something they really love and interested in, they will serve the work as an exciting thing instead of a mission they have to do so. So people are willing to spend more time on the job if they are interested in it. To sum up, interest can benefit people's future life in large degree. With interest, people can work more effectively and perform more wonderfully.
When we choose what career to pursue, the fourth things we will consider is about which kind of occupation or which aspect we are truly interested in. Because like any multi-hypothesis, when we are interested in what we are learning, we pay closer attention, we process the information more effectively, and we employ more effective learning strategies, such as engaging in critical thinking, making connection between old and new knowledge, and attending to deep structure instead of surface features. So for the major, interest can be recognized as an invisible motivation, which means it can let people become more willing to spend time on their major. That could help them learn the things deeper. It is absolutely that each major has several complicated tasks, and people would feel tired of their major and consider giving up. However, when we are interested in a major or a task of this major, we will be motivated to work harder and persist longer. Moreover, interests relate to self-achievement. When people have great interest for their major, they will actively do several self-improvements to gain self-achievement. It is unknown that self-achievement can be explained as people who make up for their own shortcomings to just gain accomplishment. This kind of personal achievement is essential in the professional field. On the other hand, if a major can just provide people with great interest and non-stop self-achievements, I believe there's no one will not go to this profession.
Interest can represent the student different potential ability because the people more likely to do something what they're good at rather than something they always have the bad results. If students is good at math, they may have the potential of math. So therefore, they will be willing to continue to learn math or choose their as a major in some degree. Math interest represent happy and exciting things. We all know work in the workplace which has the huge strengths and so many terrible things happen. Most students in the workplace don't have the high happiness lives. However, if students choose the works, what they realize, I think it is very different because although they have too many difficult works to do, or the client is so mean, they always feel the happiness because they do something what they like. The best way to do works what they like is choosing the major because the major is a powerful tool to find the jobs. They can use this major knowledge to find the jobs and to keep the happiness in the workplace in the future.
About how does the interest customize the major? My major is chemistry. The reason why I choose chemistry for my major is that I am interested in this subject. People always like to do the things what they like to do, which is as same as people always like to obtain the things they want. If we can do the things we are interested in, we could get the spiritual and material satisfaction. Then we will become very pleased and keep doing on this things we are interested in. So about my major, there are 3 interests for me to help me to customize my chemistry major. The first thing is to observe in the chemical world. And the next interest is to do the practice. And the last interest is to always pay attention.
As an economics student, there are several crucial and useful interests I should obtain. The first one is time management. As for me, I am very like to make a to-do list and a timetable, and then I will strictly follow it to finish my things. It's very important to manage the time, because economics students have many tasks to do, and they have to manage their time effectively to make sure finish all tasks. Another crucial ability and interest economics students should have is computing, since there are numerous data and complex resources in the economics, and students have to own the ability to compute and manage them. With the interest of computing, students can easier to handle those complex software and the website, also the resource.
For economics major, people who possess the interest of communicating and problem solving would more easily to make an achievement. Since it is unknown that people who pursue this major would face several complicated communication tasks, and they must try their best to help employees to attract more excellence and strive for maximum benefits. Therefore, if people in economics major have a great interest in communicating with others, they would be offered many potential opportunities, which may lead them to success. Also, for people who possess the interest of problem solving, they will be able to seize every precious opportunity to do what they can do better in this field, rather than being intimidated by the difficulties of the task and choose to give up.
Different majors need different qualities. In math major, in my opinion, if people want to be excellent students in math major, these three things they need to pay attention. The first thing and the most important thing is that be patient for everything. Only pay all your attention to math, you can be an excellent math student. When you face some difficult problems, you need to have a deeply thinking and write all the formulas and calculations down carefully. The second thing is that review errors. This is necessary. When you understand where you made wrong, you won't write the same incorrect answer next time, and this will remind you where you should care for. The last point is that practice, and more practice. Because math is a hard subject, you need practice all the time. When you have spare time, you can practice more so that you can succeed.
If you want to be a great data scientist in the future, you should have those qualities that creativity, and skepticism. First, for crafty, people should ask them questions like the why or the what. Those questions can help the student to clarify the real reasons for the complicated questions. The third thing is creativity. Students can cultivate their brainstorm skill in the colleges because many data science works very hard by using the traditional way to solve. If students have some strong brainstorm skills, they can more easily to make up some of the new methods that the questions become easy to solve. The third thing is to design people continuous to doubt the work. College students should keep their skepticism attitude. Data science have many different areas we just developed. Nobody can make sure that the model which is used by current work is absolutely correct. Keep skepticism provide students opportunities to continuously to improve those areas and help those areas develop in the future. Skepticism also can help students to keep their creative and let them keep interest in the data science field.